I'm sorry, I'm just that good of an audiobook narrator.
Oh. Yeah, I think that while the entire session is going, Yajua should be reading us all the Odyssey over public comms.
Oh, that's the thing, is that is something both Quix and Yozsua would be doing.
Truly, you're in sync with your character. Also, I've
I'm
started
much
my
more
work.
in I'm much more in sync with Yozsua than I ever was with Bonky, and Bonky is a much better person than Yozsua is, and I'm not sure what that says about me.
I'm in sync with Fuyuki, but you know.
How many
Oh, you
people?
don't say.
Uh.
Remind me to never give you a weapon.
Fuyuki is actually like you're supposed to be critical of Fuyuki. You're not supposed to like identify with him.
Okay, well, what I meant
There's a
by
subset of
instinct.
fans
Okay,
who go, he's literally me. Oh my god.
okay, maybe I misunderstood what we meant by saying in sync. I meant like I'm in the type of headspace where I'm just having Fuyuki thoughts and not Vincent thoughts, because that's what I do when I prepare to play.
No, we do need that now. Okay.
I've noticed that, like,
All right,
one of my
let's light this
first.
candle.
Let's light the fires, kick the tires.
Anyways, Fuyuki. It seems like
That's me.
you
Can we get a recap here?
a recap of a part 2 of an episode. I don't think the viewers need it.
That we had 2 weeks ago. I need it.
Oh, righty then.
You broke
We all
kayfabe.
suffered sudden amnesia.
Yeah, I hit my head while I was getting up to use the restroom, Goma, and I don't remember what happened last session.
Hordon was super drunk!
Oh, isn't he always?
Okay, then you guys watched the spiritual
Colony book for 2, right?
Yeah, the spiritual equivalent of It's a Wonderful Life, a Jovian edition.
Soviet It's a Wonderful Life goes crazy, actually.
It's actually not that different
What?
because the bad guy in It's a Wonderful Life is a banker.
What, don't you believe in small town and local institutions and helping your neighbors? I feel like Jovians would love that.
Wait a minute, you're right. It does work for both of them.
It actually is quite like it is far more Jovian than it is Soviet, which is interesting.
Anyways, Rasovin informed you that he was leaving to go to brigade. Fuyuki got a letter from his parents, and you argued about that movie like an absolute shit ton.
Yeah. Oh, Fuyuki's also 18
strong opinions
now.
about that movie.
Fuyuki had a birthday. Yay.
Flavor was the cake.
I think you guys
He
also
didn't have a
talked
birthday.
to Tiger a bit, and he said that he wanted to fight you? I can't remember if I'm misremembering that, though.
I think we talked to Tiger about the movie, and I don't exactly remember what Tiger said about it, or if it was wanting to fight, or who Tiger wanted to fight. But Tiger almost always wants to fight somebody, so...
You did talk to Fan about the movie, and he had opinions
Fan
about
said-
the soundtrack.
Yeah, fans said they could have scored it better.
Oh, and then you guys we were gonna try to, like, make Fan into a... I can't say that.
Say what?
I'm banned. I can't say that.
I'm
The first... We were thinking about giving Fan a speech synthesizer.
Ooh.
And then, like, let Fan produce music.
I see.
Also, it would be easy to talk to Fan in emergencies, as opposed to having to read text and type text.
That's
or
true.
talk.
The thing is, you don't have to type text.
Yeah.
The mind's eyes can hear you.
We just can't hear them,
Yes.
because they can't talk.
Anyways.
And Emet got all the stuff started for his gun upgrade project.
Yeah, which Rasovin, if I recall correctly, gave you the correct forms and who to talk to for that.
Yeah, the supplies were all on the way over here from one of our sister ships last we checked.
I think it was the Iron Column? One of the other
I think
cruisers.
that sounds familiar.
Anyways, we return to, what's today's date? October 16th.
July 17th, 2016. Wait, no.
No, that would actually
20
that actually be
That's-
July 17th.
2016?
No. Wait. That would be after Unification 3, July 17th. Come on.
Was I hallucinating, or did somebody say 2016?
Somebody did say 2016.
Okay, I was like, God, please don't like put me back in the actual worst year of my life. Thank you.
Yeah, it is October 16th, 3:30 AU.
And Fuyuki.
That's me.
So, with no combat operations on, since Fort Bruno is quite well behind the lines, and it doesn't look like the Titans are really in any position to harry or like Fort Bruno in any significant capacity, especially when you're this far behind the front lines. You have some downtime, and after the movie and after lunch, you have a free hour to do as you please. What do you do?
All right. Well, I think Fuyuki just read the letter from his parents, I presume. I don't think he really like has any has anything like in mind to do. I think if nobody like ropes him into shenanigans, he's gonna end up in the simulator again.
Alrighty, you go to the simulator. There you find, let's see, Fuyuki, high or low?
Hi.
Alrighty, you find Eastwood in there, putting some practice in. Any player character is free to also be there if they do feel so.
Because I'm stupid and just got done lying on the floor and dying. Can you remind me who Eastwood is?
He was the second best and now best pilot by victories in the squadron. He is.
Oh, I see.
He's best friends with Hordon.
Oh, it's Run. Okay, I don't know why I didn't know his real name.
Yeah, I
Don't
was
worry,
about to say
Hordon
who the
doesn't know
fuck
his real
is
name
Eastwood?
either.
I just know him as Run.
Belters prefer it that way, so you can't trace anything they do back to them.
Yeah, he doesn't want you to know his government.
That's fine. But yeah, if somebody else wants to be in here, sure.
I have a question. Are the simulators here like well designed enough that Emet could be practicing in there, like seeing how a like command interface works for like Walker frame tactics and stuff like that?
Sure,
Oh yeah, definitely.
the really big difference you would get from these compared to their federal counterparts back on the Greg Mays is what's the word? There's no haptic.
Mm.
The little pod you get into that mimics a cockpit
Doesn't shake around
because Jovians don't want to accidentally turn their pilots into fine paste.
Yeah, I think maybe as Fuyuki's getting in there, Emet is just wrapping up a session in the simulator, seeing how basically trying to learn the basics of how Walker frame, like commanding Walker frames and Walker frame tactics from a perspective other than a single unit work.
So you're trying to do, like grand scale orchestration of like a
How
combat
big are
zone
we talking
or
about?
something?
Like we talking about a Rafa, a squadron?
Yeah, he's starting with
flying
he's starting with a Rafa, starting with a Rafa.
Okay then.
I assume, can I like see
There's
anything
probably
that
like a
you're
screen
doing?
somewhere, yeah, where you can like see all the pods and what they're doing, I bet.
Yeah. for observation purposes. You can see what's going
Uh,
on.
What I am trying to do mechanically here is I'm seeing if I can train leadership.
Sure, I'll allow that. I would like you to
All
make
right.
me, before you do that though, a keen leadership check at a -2 on account of the fact that this is, I believe, the first time you've ever been in any kind of authority
Yeah.
position.
Well, I'll be rolling for a 3 here. No.
How bad?
It's just like 2 or 3 failures.
Uh,
A pretty average roll, all things told, but I was rolling for a really low target.
so I have some bad news, Emmett.
Hmm.
So most of the times you're running these simulations, you do not achieve your objectives, and you usually suffer 50% casualties. This is very bad.
Actually, wait. Cunning would apply to this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Only 1 failure then. Not as bad, but still a failure. He's getting out of the pod. So this is rough.
What you doing? He like comes over.
Oh, just seeing what it's like from your perspective, I suppose.
What are you planning on usurping me sometime soon?
Well, if you get killed, it couldn't hurt to have somebody who can step in.
He just kind of like throws his head back and laugh, and he's like, and laughs, and he's like, I won't lie, someone trying to usurp me would add some much needed fun and tension to all of this, I think.
Hmm.
He just gives him a smile. I assume you
Well,
don't really have any experience leading flight units or anything of the sort.
No. No, I don't.
Well, that's about as much experience as I have.
Oh, and you're in charge. Okay.
Look, I didn't ask to be in charge.
So how does it work then?
Well, I know that Yaju is better at a distance. So are you. Both you and Emin have a good. Sorry, Vincent fishing for a word. Both you and Emin are good shots, just steady, reliable. And Hordon and I are good at fucking things up when we get in really close, and so far that's been working out pretty good. As long as neither of you decide to try to shoot at me or Hordon while we're charging in, then I think it'll be fine.
I mean, how does it work? How did you end up in charge?
Oh, that's kind of a funny story, actually. Yajua never told you.
He's
I
kind of
suppose
super embarrassed by it.
No, he hasn't.
Well, when all of this started, Yajua was comrade captain. But we kind of got into a little argument after having some ideological differences about how to deal with surrendering federals in a colony. And Yajua,
And
what do you mean end?
well, what was the disagreement over?
Well, they didn't want to surrender to the NLF, because surrendering to the NLF doesn't really result in keeping your life if you're a blue most of the time. So they wanted to surrender to us, and they sent me in to go negotiate with the NLF. I don't know why they'd send just me. I mean, I'm not that much intimidating of a guy. It's because I speak Cronian. It was entirely just because I speak Cronian. Anyway, he just kind of...
Actually, I think it's because you
Yeah?
were one of the only other officers.
Yeah, that as well.
Is Hordon in the scene?
He is now in the
Yeah.
scene.
Excellent.
I assumed he was because Runton's here. You remember then, Hordon. Anyway, they weren't gonna listen to me, so things didn't exactly end in a way that was very pretty. But it's war. It's never pretty.
Right.
Yozsua sensitivities didn't necessarily like that.
Right.
You know, no, you go ahead. I'm gonna say something that's gonna make everybody sad.
You can say that.
War was pretty when the Dancing Queen was around.
I suppose.
You hear a pin drop in the simulator room.
Fuyuki's standing there thinking, war is still pretty. I don't know what all you guys are on about.
Swappy, I invite you, for the sake of the recording, please describe what you just posted. If you are so able.
Swappy has posted a GIF of the family. No, yes, that is Family Guy. Or is that American Dad?
I think
this is
that's Family Guy. That's Family Guy.
This is the Family Guy episode with a Vietnamese man at the Wall of Names Memorial for the Vietnam War,
The
saying
Vietnam Memorial at the National Mall in Washington, D.C.
saying scoreboard, putting an L over his head, looking at two veterans.
Fuyuki Ryu posting.
And it's the funniest shit I've seen in a while.
But yeah, Fuyuki very much meant that, like, I guess war isn't pretty as, like, somewhat sarcastic, but, you know.
Swappy has said, "Hey, I killed that ace. He cried like a bitch." I'm not gonna do the accent because it would that's tasteless.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
But yeah, so Fuyuki just kind of shrugs. He's like, I don't like to stereotype, I guess, but I feel like a lot of the Jovian members of our crew are a bit too far removed from actual revolution to remember what it entails.
They also kind of got a stick up their ass.
They do! They really do!
Well, Rasovin's left. How many Jovians are left?
Oh, Yozsua. And probably some more. I don't really keep track.
To be fair, Runt counts as
The
10 belters. So.
Runt gets out of his pod. Is Hordon? What are you guys talking about? I can hear only you. Who are you talking to?
Fuyuki
Hi,
and
Rob.
Jumpship.
What are we talking about?
How many Jovians there are in the unit?
Let's see. There's Sergeant Maximov, Isa, Berkjerk? Is Berkjerk still alive?
Actually, I don't remember.
I don't know.
I'm gonna...
Says Fuyuki, who I think is his roommate.
No,
I'm
your
roommates
court
with
cats.
Oh, I don't know why I get them confused.
Berkjerk is not alive, looking at the...
Has been dead for like 5 months.
Fuck
Okay,
him.
let's see...
I stood up for him, and then he became the jerk that he is so named after. And I don't care anymore.
Let's see. Then he says, I think there's Lubin on the Springfield.
Who?
Lubin, one of the Zhivkov pilots.
Never heard of him.
That's because you don't talk to him.
Is he an asshole?
I don't know. I barely talk to him.
I'd probably keep
All
it
right,
that way.
so the asshole until proven otherwise, I suppose.
So what? That's like 10 Jovians.
There's 10 Jovians we know.
What are those secret Jovians?
I don't know, but
Actually,
I don't know, pal. How often do you go down into engineering or gunnery?
Never.
Actually, I
literally
imagine
never.
Emmett goes down there fairly often to get parts and stuff. That's where the machine shop is, almost surely.
What is our wartime operating crew?
Let me double check the exact crew complement of a Benino Rosso class.
It's got to be at least above 10, right?
It's a couple hundred. I know that much.
5.
At least 5.
I like 5. 5's a good number.
If the rulebook will load in, that'd be excellent right now. Sure.
Let's see. Bienio Rosso, 254.
That's half of 5.
And the crew complement is not including the squadron, which is a separate thing. So, like, there's an additional 100 people in here just to service the walker frames.
I think 350 people is an amount of people that you can keep track of most. You wouldn't be friends with everybody, but you would know most people by sight, I believe.
Yeah, the thing is, like, there's probably a shit ton of Jovians and a bunch of NCO and enlisted roles that you don't interact with as player characters. They're there.
Well, in any case, you came down here to do some training?
Yeah, Runt says.
Looking to Fuyuki, actually.
Fuyuki just shrugs. Yeah, got nothing else going on. It was either that or like try to read more tactics or whatever.
Well, I'm waiting for some parts to come in from some of the other ships right now.
What you building? Oh, it's your gun thing, right?
Something like that.
Well, if it's only something like that, then what is it?
It's another barrel for a gun.
Oh, I see. So you can shoot things twice at the same time? No, I get
Tell
it.
you
It's
what, I'll
to,
simulate it. Hold on.
it's to accommodate for the delay in reloading time, I assume, or something of that sort.
Something like that. Here, can I program in a simulated weapon, Go mine?
You can in fact change the parameters of stuff. So you just take a, coil rifle model and you just have the reload time.
It can also, in theory, could fire faster, or it could fire both shots at once. If we're ever really in a pinch and there's something big chasing us, that'll put a lot of hurt on it really fast. Or, well,
I
something big
see.
in our way, like that fortress. Remember how we couldn't crack its defenses? It was tearing shit up?
Yeah, I recall.
Well, the simulated double-barrel modern coil rifle fires, and does a lot of damage, presumably. Because that's what it does.
He's just sort of like watching the screen, and I imagine it's one of the scenes where like something explodes into a bunch of pixels, and it's kind of like reflected in his eyes for a moment, and there's like a small look of awe, but then he kind of blinks it away before Emmett can notice, because he's stubborn. Well, if it works, that looks very helpful, and I guess further proves my point that you're good at giving fire support.
Listen, I'm not. Just because you're a great duelist doesn't mean I'm half bad.
Hey, I'm still mad we never got to finish that duel. So is Tiger, for the record.
Who? Eastwood says?
Fuyuki just sort of glances over. My pen pal.
Why are you talking to someone over the mail about killing someone on 2D?
Why are you talking with someone over the mail about killing me?
Because what else am I supposed to talk about? A war gets slow here.
I don't know.
And
The food.
besides, it was. He just sort of groans under his breath and is like, the most exciting thing that happened to me is that one time I fought a walker frame that didn't die in 2 hits and could actually keep up with me, and you're telling me that's not a significantly interesting thing that I'd want to write back to one of my old war buddies about?
Runt turns to you for you, duty, and he says, "No. Hell, actually, even if it is interesting, you shouldn't be writing about that."
I didn't mention names. I kept it very vague.
No, like, Seven Eyes will kill you for that kind of shit.
Oh, well, good thing they don't know.
How do you know that?
I'm not dead.
Are you sure?
Well, you're still not dead. Help me practice this. Emmett's gonna get back in the pod and set up another simulated mech commander round.
So, what are you supposed to do? I've never tried it on this mode before.
Well, in theory, this is the training you're supposed to be doing to be better at keeping us not dead.
You know, actually...
It's a mild expression of like, well, I probably should have been doing that.
Actually, Emet, you look to your left and you see on the scoreboard the statistics. You actually see a little thing called the second captain in his report, explaining every single tactical mistake you made and why it is a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Emet is going to try to, give it a quick glance over and commit the advice to memory.
Well, the first thing that it calls explicitly an objectively incorrect decision was too close to engage. And it mentions the terrain favored you, and the scenario forced your opponents to come to you, so you shouldn't have moved from your position at all.
Mm.
And if you were to move, it should have been to your rear.
Curse this Leadership 1 character for knowing less than I know. Sorry, Leadership 0. But Leadership 1 I did because of the training, because I can't not rank up from 0.
Yeah, roll me a d6. Let's see if you get higher than a 0.
Wow, would you look at that?
Whoa.
That's a 3. That's higher than a 0.
Fuyuki is gonna actually try to do a round if Emmett lets him.
Yeah. All right. What do you want us to roll here? Just to keep it in brief. Go mine.
Fuyuki, roll me calm leadership.
Okay.
Because you have hyper aggressive.
That's a 4. I do have hyper aggressive. You're so right.
Yeah. Emmett's approach to any engagement with Fuyuki is just be an evasive little ass and wait for a mistake.
That's so close. I got a 1 and a 4.
Just keep his forces dancing around Fuyuki's, waiting for the smallest opening to pounce on.
So Fuyuki, you're in the role of the attacker with Emet in the role of the defender. Emet, I assume you follow the advice the second captain gave you about the terrain.
I do.
And
what is this role going to be? Is my question.
Could you?
Because I can always fail worse than Fuyuki.
That's true.
I would like you, Emet, to roll me tact leadership.
Okay, that's target of 6. My result is going to be gotta die. Yo. That's a critical.
A critical?
A
Fuyuki.
critical.
Um,
Which is
That's
for
me.
me that's 5 successes, I think.
no, criticals are qualitatively different. Like even
I
if
mean it's 2 1s, so
yeah,
okay.
even
Doesn't
if
matter how many successes.
well, like for example, it's just maximum whatever the optimal outcome, regardless of anything else, just happens. Like for
Okay.
example, if this was an attack, you would do the maximum amount of damage, regardless of what your opponent did. If they also didn't also roll a critical. Like even if Fuyuki in this instance had 5 successes, you just win. If you even have 10
Okay.
successes, you'd still just win.
Nice
Anyways,
game.
yeah, the dice happen. Anyways, Fuyuki, you see
Hmm.
a section of walker frames, somewhat slightly ahead. These are Beffer's Yuis. Please describe to me your mistake.
So first of all, I just out of curiosity, is this flight simulator, because I need you to understand that I've been imagining that this is like a top-down turn-based strategy version of the simulator, which is probably not true. Am I like in my cockpit,
So,
or am I like directing a force?
so you're in your cockpit. The thing is, you have inputs on how to tell the computer for what, like, to give directions to your NPC
Oh, okay.
companions.
Gotcha, gotcha. So I
And,
think
are we both piloting our own walker frames in there in the
Yes.
simulation? Okay, interesting. This got a lot more
okay.
interesting for Fuyuki. Or
Indeed,
rather, a
indeed.
lot less boring for Fuyuki.
See, okay, yeah, exactly. And I think I know exactly where Fuyuki makes a mistake now, especially since you asked me to roll with calm. So I think Fuyuki at first does like a decent job of like arranging the field, that he has a good handle on. The problem just arises when the actual trading of fire begins, because Fuyuki wants a duel and gets rather single-minded about that. And I think he gives like orders, quote unquote, to the rest of his NPC team, basically to just keep fire off of him, and is mostly ignoring them because, Fuyuki is Fuyuki and thinks he alone is enough to, win the battle. Uh, because he's trying to duel Emmet. And I think that like gets him drawn out enough from the rest of his forces that like once he realizes he's in a bad spot, he can't like
So,
correct at all.
so Fuyuki, I imagine you dart forward, and what happens is Emmet, your NPCs shoot one of Fuyuki's, and the computer determines upon the scientifically accumulated facts about morale, and with their commander so far away, that Fuyuki's wingmates break and flee. And then, Fuyuki, you see everyone turn their guns to you. And I assume you try to get
Wow.
moving. However,
Oh, absolutely.
there's 4 of them in one of you, and eventually you die without inflicting any casualties. Please roll me an improved to leadership.
Oh, I did earlier, but I can do it again.
Oh, did you not already? You did already do it. Excellent.
Yeah, I got a 6.
Which is more than a
A
3.
6 is more than 3. I think Fuyuki is now my highest leadership character. That's weird. That's wrong.
Maybe you shouldn't have asked me to improve leadership. I don't know.
That's weird. I mean, he's trying to learn, is the thing.
How you internalize this information, Fuyuki? How do you do
It's
it?
not a question of what he knows, it's if he'll apply it.
Oh yeah.
So what now, Fuyuki, as you're getting out, as the second captain is very displeased with your performance?
Fuyuki just kind of like shrugs, like shakes, like stretches out a little bit. Is like, huh, I probably would have won if the computer simulated wingmen weren't complete cowards, but he smiles at Emmett. I'll get that duel one way or another.
Uh-huh. I'm sure that the war would be won already if only everybody was as brave as you.
Probably. I assume there are still other people in this room, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then, yeah, Fuyuki's not saying the other thing he wants to say. He'll track down Emmett alone sometime.
Yeah. Speaking of, Emmett is actually going to go head off to wherever he would go to check, like, if he's gotten a notice yet about the parts he ordered coming in.
When Emmett leaves, Fuyuki's going to do his favorite dealing with being stressed and upset ritual, which is fighting the simulated version of Emmett. Which of course just makes him more stressed and upset because it's way too easy than it has any right to be because he's played this simulator over and over and over and over. He needs new combat data.
What is Hordon doing?
Yeah, what is Hordon doing?
I want to say Hordon was probably in the back with Runt taking bets on who would win.
Who'd you bet on?
Well, Fuyuki is my, second BFF, so obviously Fuyuki.
How much did you lose?
70 of whatever our script is.
Usni?
That's a lot of money, just so you're aware.
He was
Before
very
getting
confident
depended
in his best friend.
Hordon has literally not spent money since he got on the ship.
Soldier moment.
Well, I
Like,
live on base. I eat at the chow hall. I don't go out. I don't don't do drugs.
No, I do drugs, but I bum them off other people.
No,
Same with the alcohol.
I don't pay for drugs.
Yeah, the thing is, they are Jovian provided drugs. The only thing
Very
you
good.
can't, the only thing you can't get is smokes aboard the ship.
Praise.
Didn't Horden straight up actually say at one point that he doesn't believe in money? So is this really a surprise to all of you?
Hordon betting however much it takes to get somebody to take the action.
Much like Hordon's player had no concept of what this money's actually worth.
Might as well be Monopoly dollars.
Yeah, I rolled dice and set a number.
Excellent.
On that though, Hordon does actually agree with Fuyuki that if our soldiers were simply braver, we would win more often. There is nothing that breaks the enemy's spirit and morale like a proper stiff charge.
You know, when you say that, Runt will turn to you and said, "How the hell did you survive as a gorilla? That shit gets you killed."
Well, see, Runt, most of the time I was scared out of my wits, and for some reason my natural fear response is to go forward, and I would usually just come out on the other side. And it wasn't like it wasn't dangerous or not or bloodless. Like, you've seen how many times I've gotten shot down since we've been here.
What? Or how
I think I've actually been shot down more than anyone else.
What, are you regular McMead?
Getting close. I think I'm on my 4th frame.
Ooh.
Maybe 5th. And I have yet to... No, I actually got a kill once. I did once get a kill. I have 1 victory. As I was not the exact opposite of an ace. I was fearing I was getting close to that.
To remind you, Volca, a reverse ace is called a regular McMead. Named after all-time ace of aces, Riley and McMead, famous for being shot down 30 times over the course of...
Jesus Christ.
All-time, all-planet getting shot down champion, Riley and McMead.
And also shooting other people down.
Yeah, but that's less funny. Does the Guinness Book of World Records still exist?
Please. Copyright. It'd probably have a different name.
The Guinness Book of World Records.
The Jemison Book of World Records.
Anyways, not important.
Guinness, but named after the beer.
Yeah.
Jim Beam Book of World Records.
The Miller Book of World Records.
That's actually great.
The Anheuser-Busch Book of World Records.
It's obviously those Anheuser-Busch is based on Luna now, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Their beer somehow, miraculously, inexplicably, has gotten worse.
Anyhow. Hordon, if an Eastwood turns to you and says, if he acts like that most of the time, I feel for you. Hell, I feel for Timebomb.
There were adjustments that had to be made to make the team dynamic still function properly.
Hey, Little John, back in the belt, we do things democratically, even when we're fighting, right?
Yeah.
And, part of that, and you start to see Runt essentially put on his United Miner hat. You don't see him often preach like this. And then he says, but it's a lot of give and take, right?
Yeah.
Be it, I wouldn't let it for me. I wouldn't go out of my way to diss 2D, but I don't think 2D does a lot of giving, but he certainly does do a lot of taking.
What is the equivalent of our therapist? Like, does that have a comrade name to it?
Comrade
Deputy for politics.
Comrade therapist!
Yeah, you might know him.
Comrade Deputy Commander for Political Affairs, Jozsua ibn Yusuf. Yeah.
You talk with him every day, actually.
Honestly, I feel like Hordon does call him comrade therapist behind his back. I had been told recently that you need to learn when to not necessarily say enough's enough, but be able to take care of yourself. And I do believe, especially after my talks, that like maybe I am putting too much I don't know. Have you ever seen a guy my size have a fawning response?
What?
It's just weird, but every time Fuyuki starts talking about stuff and like getting all forceful, I feel like I just kind of have to keep pushing him along, like yes man in it almost, because shit, I like Fuyuki, but fuck me, I don't want to have to fight Fuyuki.
You see Runt take a look at you and says, I can go talk to someone about it.
Runt.
Yeah?
You know, when we were actually working, like when we were miners, right? And there's someone on the crew who isn't necessarily the best, right? But you're short on time. You're most likely not going to meet the quota, and you need all hands on deck, right?
Yeah.
The boss never fires them.
Yeah, but that
They put
doesn't
up
mean they
with them.
should be in charge.
I'm scared of the ramifications that pulling Fuyuki's responsibilities away might have on the regiment.
Regiment? Now, worst things worse, they put Isa in charge or ask Jozsua to lead again.
It's like I don't know, it's like ripping off a band-aid and then squirting lemon juice right on top of it right after. It's gonna hurt.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I'd rather take the lemon juice than get him blown up out there.
It Do you know how exhausting it is to have a suicidal commander? I don't think they're actively that way, but the way they fight, I don't think they're expecting to make it out of this. Ron, I think I'm scared.
You see Eastwood scratch his cheek. Shit. Now, I guess I gotta talk to Corket or somebody.
Ron,
Yeah?
you didn't hear it from me.
From who?
Yeah. Thank you, Ron.
Little birdie on the wind told me. As far
Have
as...
you actually seen that bird down in the hangar?
Wait, we have a bird in the hangar?
Yeah, I think it. I don't know when it caught on, but it's been there. I don't know if there's a family or not.
Anyways. I think I'm hungry. Wanna go get lunch?
No, I think I'm gonna go barricade myself in my room and hide under the covers.
Just don't break my shit.
Come on, have I ever broken your shit?
Yes. Yes, you have. You need a hole in my guitar, Little John.
I'm sorry, Ron.
I know you are. But that doesn't mean I exactly trust you with my stuff. You know, I trust you with my life, Little John. I don't trust you not to break my shit.
This entire time, Hordon's just been kind of like staring over Runt's shoulder. Yeah, Runt. I'm gonna go now.
See ya. Jozsua.
Yep.
You've been handed some documents.
Yes.
One of them is perfunctory, since you are second highest ranked. You're in Deputy Kamrafa.
Mhm.
And Fuyuki has decided to delegate such things as promotions to you. And you have to give Emet and Emet their promotion badges. Officially, they are now warrant officers. So
Where is Emmett still in the Emmet still in the sim room or
He's
elsewhere?
probably like, if the parts are in, he's probably in the hangar working on putting all the parts together.
Jozsua knows him by now. It's like, Emmet, huh? Probably in the hangar. And Emmet? Probably wherever Emmet is. And he'll head to the hangar first.
You don't gotta
with,
do her like that, man. Jesus.
Wait, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No.
He'll make his way to the hangar, packet in hand, and just sort of float over the walker frames, sort of looking for those two.
You find him. Emmons seems to mostly be in somewhere off to the side. In the cockpit, if Emmett isn't, sitting down somewhere if he is, reading a book.
He's not in the cockpit right now because I presume that, like, parts from another ship in our formation would get here in a matter of hours.
Well, thing is, not even hours, like minutes. Like, you can see them with the naked eye relatively well. This
so,
wasn't
like,
always the case when you were with the Fixers, but it seems like the IVA keeps everyone a lot tighter together.
He'll float over to you. Is it Emmett? Good news.
What?
You're finally legal. He hands the packets with the paperwork, both formally inducting you into the International Volunteer Army, assigning you to the outfit, and promoting you to the grade of warrant officer.
Yippee.
May I?
What is he sort of like indicating he's gonna do?
He's holding up the rank sleeve. May
I? Sure, I guess.
He'll unbutton the shoulder straps of your jumpsuits, slide it on. It's a black cloth sleeve with a single small silver star in it. He'll slide one on. He'll slide one on each of your shoulders, button them up, give you each like a pat on the shoulder. It's like a oddly intimate but also like ritualized moment.
The way that it was probably done for him, in basic or something.
Ever since he was a little child, actually.
No, that's Fuyuki.
That's so deeply
well, not a little child.
Actually.
15. And for the pièce de résistance, he hands each of you your pilot wings. Congratulations, comrades pilot.
You see Emin take the wings and put them into her black beret.
Is welcome formally to the IVA, where the ranks are made up and the regs don't matter.
I've noticed, actually, yeah.
It's taken me a moment, but it's a feature, not a bug.
It's taken a bit to get used to not saluting everybody I see, but it's saving me a workout. So
yeah, well, in exchange, all you've got to do is sort of like remember what everyone's position and rank and name is at all time, because like no one bothers with any sort of standardization, which is a good thing, but it's work.
I just say comrade and it works. That's worked for me so far.
It's rarely wrong. It's rarely the wrong thing to do.
Emin just says, "I just settle for you and a vaguely threatening finger."
He sort of nods. What are you two up to?
Well, there's currently a second barrel bolted onto the side of his gun.
It's just he understands for he's like, I see. The usual. As your deputy commander for political affairs, is there anything I can do for you?
Well, you didn't let Emin answer, and she says to I'm reading something.
What you got there?
First time I've read it. And she hands the book. You can't read Bosnian, but you can immediately recognize the Odyssey.
You can read Cyrillic.
It's. I don't think Bosnian is in Cyrillic. I think Serbian
It is. They both are. Either
Also,
way, if they don't, they use the Latin alphabet in Jupiter. So
I think they do. I think that's what we decided.
it's like he's like, oh, the Odyssey. You never read it before?
Only an inner, actually.
Hmm.
What's
So you're
the
reading.
Odyssey? What's that about?
Oh, you don't know?
He's Yozsua swings his arms wide and sort of like drifts a little bit in the air and says, "Tell me, muse, about a complicated man who wandered far after he destroyed that sacred city of Troy." It's a poem, one of the
Huh.
oldest.
Cool at home.
Complicated man who wandered, huh? There's a lot of that going
Complicated.
around these days.
That's kind of what we are. It's long story short, man tries to get home, is beset by, various threats, and eventually makes it home and, kills everyone. But it's like, but it's like good and not how I made it just sound.
The guys were kind of assholes, anyways.
I've got a second
It-
question. What's a Troy?
Troy is a city in, was a city in Old Earth.
Long
Huh.
time ago.
Long time ago. I mean, it never
Like
happened.
before the calendar changed, or
Oh,
Actually-
before the calendar changed. Before the calendar changed.
Before even it's not the old calendar, it's the older calendar.
there's
It's
more than one?
Yes.
Yeah, although before we used AU, we had a other system.
And that was before that
Anyway,
system.
yes,
Okay.
it happened. I mean, the events never happened, but the story was sort of set down. He sort of like wobbles his hand back and forth. Roughly 4,000 years before unification. Not the oldest, but it's up there. He returns the book to Emin.
And she takes it.
See, the Odyssey is also generally kept aboard our libraries as well. It's notable for several reasons. It's one of the few classics that we actually include, because the Odyssey, most of the characters in it, except for the, Odysseus, the guy it's named after, almost all of
okay.
them are women or slaves or, downtrodden working people. And so it's actually a standard text. We actually teach it in Jovian schools for, pretty obvious reasons.
Oh, really? No. We mostly kept it on the ship because, it's about sailing.
It is also about sailing. I mean, it's a sort of a classic of, nautical fiction. One of the first. Maybe the first. I don't know. Not what I went to school for.
So is he named after the word Odyssey, or does the word Odyssey come from him?
The word Odyssey comes from him. We actually aren't super sure what the word Odysseus means. The best we can tell is it means like the wronged one, or the sad one, the hater, the angry one. Because he was named it sort of spitefully. He named that sort of spitefully by his grandfather. We're not even sure the word Odysseus, his name, is actually even Greek, the language the poem is written in. It's a fascinating thing.
Huh.
What, we blowing your peanut mind?
Oh, it's
Oh,
actually
shut up.
Homer, like these poems by the author, they're actually kind of a big deal in the Jovian Union. Something of kind of our national story is sort of wrapped up in it. It's set in or very near the regions a lot of our ancestors on Earth came from. And also, two of the Union republics are named after the warring factions in the prequel to the Odyssey, the Iliad. Ilion, which is what Troy is called in the actual poem, and Achaia, which is what they called Greece back then.
So long as the
We
Jovax
all learned the
don't,
Iliad and the Odyssey growing up.
So long as you don't start reciting ship lists of every single Jaff ship.
Oh, the point of the catalog of ships is just to flex. It doesn't really mean anything. Because he sort of waves the not small book is like back in the day people would memorize the entire thing, and so being able to recite the entire catalog of ships from memory was a sign that you were a better poet than everyone else.
And they cared about that stuff a lot.
Deeply.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
if
Jumpship. Mine's bigger than yours.
you could make a living off of just reciting the Iliad and the Odyssey. That was your job, your entire job. It was called a rhapsode. It's where we get the word rhapsody from.
Emet is sort of like half paying attention to this while he's doing some fiddly wiring.
But yeah. Well, it's always doing a big list of you're always working on your mechanics, don't you? Well,
It's what I know.
no. It's always good to expand what one knows. Have you seen Fuyuki or Hordon?
Last I checked, they were in the simulator room.
I should have guessed. Fuyuki still practicing killing you?
Probably.
I should probably ward him away from thinking about that all the time. You know how he is.
Yeah.
Well,
Yo, Josh. You hear
Yeah?
Butt call out.
oh. I sort of look around for whoever's saying that.
You see Runt float over.
Oh. Hello, comrade.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Certainly.
He looks over to Evan and Emet in private.
It's sort of an eyebrow goes up, and since it's not far, they just sort of float over into Yozsua's now solo bedroom slash office. Can I help you, Ron?
Yeah. I wanted to give it some time, but after I just talked around, I heard some things, and I'm concerned about Fuyuki.
All right. What are you concerned about?
He's not a team player.
Could you? He sort of he breathes in really quickly, like he's about to say something, and then breathes out really slowly, and it's just. Could you elaborate?
Well, he runs off constantly to do his own thing, seemingly without informing any of Turafa about this.
Do you feel comfortable giving me an example?
Well, earlier in The Sims, I noticed when Emet and 2D were playing in commander mode, Rafa on Rafa, that he got himself almost singularly killed after essentially abandoning the rest of his men.
Fuyuki did?
Yes.
I see. Well, I thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'm gonna have to have a conversation with the comrade Kamrafa. This is. I probably shouldn't say. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Will that be all?
No, there's also. I feel like. I don't know how you do things back in Jupiter, but in the Belt, a big part about being entrusted with making decisions is listening to other people. Especially when you have to do the listening. Because we all have to give everything a try, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of concerning that 2D caused you to resign your commission, Jozsua.
That's a simplification of what happened.
And yet I still want it on the record.
And the record notes it.
Oh,
For what it's worth, Fuyuki was democratically elected as commander of the Rafa by the pilots. The Rafa, agreed he is the best person to lead it.
well, he's doing a bang up job.
Well, care to elaborate?
Well, I don't know.
Since Fuyuki took over as commander of the Rafa, they successfully recovered me from federal internment, successfully integrated Emet into
Oh,
the
please.
IVA, into the...
That fight was a
What?
fucking shit show. Oh. Two Rafa abandoned one Rafa.
That's...
Him running off on his own with two Rafa as a headless chicken is gonna get the rest of us killed one of these days.
Jozsua sort of grinds his teeth for a little bit. I understand, and to an extent share your concern. And then he seems like he's going to say something and then just sort of leaves it at that. You understand there isn't really much I can do about that.
Well, can't you talk to Itch about it? I will remind you, Quix, Itch is now Major Renfro, your comm squad.
I can, but I don't think there's... I can, and then he cuts himself off. I can, and I will.
Great. I don't mind if 2D stays in charge, so long as he cleans up his act.
Jozsua sort of like bites down on his mouth, knowing that there's essentially zero chance that will ever happen, but I'll do what I can.
Thanks, Jozsua.
You're welcome, Comrade Eastwood.
Whoa, I'm getting full named out here as he steps out of the office.
He sort of keeps, like, kind of picks at his nails a little bit and then sort of like looks around the room. And then sort of this look of profound loneliness and insignificance sort of like drifts over him. His body language sort of closes in on himself. As not for the first time recently, he recognizes he's in so far over his head. And then he'll go find Renfro.
You find him in the comm squad office of the aviation department. Which is a relatively humble thing.
Comrade Commander, may I have a word?
Yeah? Yeah, Timebomb?
Some members of the squadron have expressed their concern about the viability for command of Comrade Captain Ryu.
What concerns exactly?
Specifically, that the Comrade Commander is a little too self-oriented and self-concerned for combat, that while not by no means a flawed pilot, might be unfit for command. Citing relatively specific examples of the Comrade Commander abandoning his Rafa, or ordering the Rafa to abandon another to pursue some singular objective typically melee combat with a specific opponent.
I see. I'm a relatively new addition. Uh, Comrade Yusuf, would you say this is a new or old pattern? You've known him longer than I have.
Old.
I see.
He says, feeling somehow that he's selling Fuyuki out for admitting this.
All right. He leans back in his chair. Well, let's see if I can go. Well, hammer out the boy.
Do you do you feel like I should be there?
Do you feel like you should be there?
I would like to be there.
Well, then come on along.
It's like, okay. He's like, it was sort of, he was kind of hoping Renfro would say, no, you don't have to be there, but I would prefer to have this be a one-on-one. But now he's roped into it.
Thing is, you were allowed to say no there, and you said yes.
He's too much of a stickler. He's too much of a pushover. He's too much of a control freak, but bad at it, so.
And we cut to Fuyuki, who is doing what?
Fuyuki is hunting down Emet. Where's Emet? I mean, he's probably gonna like try to find. Probably gonna go to the hangar. I think he would know that that's probably where Emet is.
Yeah, take a wild fucking guess.
He is probably
What's up
still,
to
you know, maybe at this point, you know, he's reprogramming the fire control computer of the Thornburn for the new additions to the weapon. So he's in the cockpit at this point.
Is the cockpit hatch open or closed?
It's open so that, you know, the camera can see. The camera can see where Emmet's at.
And behind you
Alright.
is Emet, who is going through the motions of actually firing the thing as you're, you know, making the adjustments.
Yep.
Fuyuki kind of like kicks off from one of the catwalks and you know, sort of glides over and climbs down to look into the cockpit, upside down again, kind of mirroring the first time they actually saw each other when he was like hanging in the air upside down in front of the cockpit. He's like, "Hey, Emet, you have a minute?"
Sure. Here's the next set of numbers. He sort of looks backwards over his shoulder to Emin. Let me know how the tests turn out.
Sure thing.
He sort of pushes, or rather, you know, gets his hands up above his head, pulls himself halfway out of the hatch, and then sort of pushes the rest of the way, which sends him floating up into the air. What's up?
Fuyuki is just, I mean, how many people are in the hangar right now?
Probably around 60, 70.
Okay, cool. Fuyuki's gonna try to find like a more secluded or like place where they can be alone somewhat. He's like, "Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you about something.
Okay.
Everything all right with your gun?"
Probably. There seems to be a pretty low chance it blows up and kills me.
I mean, there's kind of constantly a relatively low chance that any of these things blows up and kill us, but that'd be one hell of a way to go, wouldn't it?
Could melt the rails too, to be honest, or
Mm.
fire its coils out the front end. But
That'd be unfortunate.
I've double checked all the things that need double checking. Maybe triple check them too.
Probably for the best. You don't want to shoot me in the back, unless you intend to. He's like flashes that smile again.
Is the smile sort of like
Malicious.
is that a smile that reaches the eye, or is that all teeth, no eyes?
All teeth, no eyes.
I'll keep that one in mind.
Look,
But
I am.
You got something?
Yeah. he glances around again, kind of like assuring himself that there's nobody sort of listening in. Um, and he just kind of like goes quiet, glancing around. Puts his hands in his pockets, takes his hands out of his pockets. Do you think I'm a bad captain?
I don't know that I've known you long enough to make that call, or at least I don't know if we've gone into battle enough times for me to make that call.
Okay, well then with the
And
data you have, the best extrapolation you can give me.
sure, okay, all about that, but you should know that my data is biased because last time my last leader was extraordinarily good.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, I set that aside. I wouldn't say you're great. Um, wouldn't say you're abysmal. There's a few things that could, being brutally honest, there's probably a few things that could use a bit of work, but that goes the same for everybody, doesn't it?
What are those things?
You're really eager to go and get a bunch of glory. And if you weren't in charge, that would only be a little problem, probably.
I see.
Because you're not on your own out there. And, you said that you and Hordon are good up close in a fight. But when you rush out ahead, he's got to follow you into danger. Yeah, to keep an eye on you.
I just kind of assumed he always wanted to. He just shrugs.
You ever ask him?
No.
Okay, well, that's a thing to do to start.
I mean, I
But
guess I kind of did once, but
in any case, there's more to leadership than just winning big and getting a lot of shoot downs and being out in front.
I've been reading through Walker frame tactics and some older stuff back before, ship combat tactics and stuff. It's, I don't want to say it's boring because it's not. It just, I don't know. And also, it's all theory. It all kind of goes out the window when things get real. I trust you more than anybody else, to be honest with me here. Do you think I shouldn't be in command?
How long has Emmett been here, God?
Let me double check the episodes. So today is October 16th, 3:30 AU. And you came here on July 11th, I think it was.
So it's been like July, August,
3 months.
3.5 months thereabouts.
Yeah, something like that.
I trust you to have my back any day, provided you're not, provided we're not in the simulator, because then you might get a few ideas about starting a scrap when there's no consequences. Um, I don't know if I really know any of you well enough yet to follow an order without a question.
I mean, I think that's generally a good mindset to have. People who follow orders without question are the people who aren't alive anymore. Even I question things. I say even I, like I'm known for just doing what people tell me, when I got this position for not doing what people tell me.
There was a time when I would have followed Major Gares. I haven't heard about his promotion or anything. I think have I?
No,
No.
much of what's going on in Green Side now, I guess, is unknown to you.
There was a time when I would have listened to Major Gare and not stopped to think about it. I think I'm past that now. So I don't have a lot of good metrics to measure you against. I'm sorry. Not a lot of fair ones anyway.
No, it's all right. I don't mind.
You're not the leader he is, but if I had to say how much of a better pilot you are, I'd be searching for comparisons that felt fair to you in terms of how much better you are.
Yeah, see, I
He
guess that's
wasn't
the
very
problem.
good.
I guess that's the problem it comes back to, right? I am a pilot. That's what I'm good at. Look, I'm that simulator. I could have done that a lot better. I just got excited. I guess I always just get excited. Um, Fuyuki Ryu and the mortifying ideal of asking for help. He just kind of like stares at the ground for a second,
He's
stares at the
transitioned
ceiling.
so well. He's internalized.
Whatever it is you want to say, it's not going to get said unless you say it.
Yeah, I know, I get it. Well, if Philippe were here, I'd ask him, but he's not. And he talked to you a couple of times, I assume. So, maybe
Yeah.
some of that rubbed off on you.
All right.
I do want to be better at this whole leading thing. If I'm asking people to follow me into hell, then I should at least know what I'm doing.
Well, I
And
think
I haven't been doing a good job of it.
first thing, first lesson of leadership by way of Philippe Guerre, I think, is personal glory doesn't seem to figure much into it. Either because he was a terrible shot or not a particularly aggressive pilot, but that never stopped him from being a good leader.
Suppose my problem is the opposite.
If in the simulator you got really taken by the idea of coming after me, and I used that because when you were trying to kill me, that meant that I had the free time to, while you were chasing me down, direct all of my guys to make sure yours didn't make it here to help you. One of them went down and the rest bolted. And maybe in real life they wouldn't have done that. Maybe Titans wouldn't run. But I think the IVA cares a lot about keeping its pilots alive, so they might have.
I suppose. I guess I can't really blame them. I mean, they're simulator code, but in a real situation.
In any case, far be it from me to suggest that flying really fast and trying to take down enemies is a bad idea. I'm a pilot, I do a lot of that myself. But it might be a good idea to be cognizant of not just the rest of your team's proficiencies, but their position, and the rest of us aren't just an instrument to make sure you get to have a duel.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And even if we were just lines of code in a simulator, ready to obey any order without question. Um, Still wouldn't be a good decision to fly out ahead and leave us behind just to chase some glory. There's a lot more to being a person than that.
Yeah, he says after a noticeable delay. Um, I I've been thinking a lot lately, I guess, and that whole simulator thing, the people running the code, whatever. Um, when I was in the NLF, um, a lot of people died, obviously. We were guerrilla forces. Don't tend to have a particularly long lifespan. At one point, I was serving under a commander. He says that in quotes because, air quotes, because the NLF structure is kind of paper thin, um, who probably really shouldn't have been in charge. I don't know if it was incompetence or just had other priorities other than keeping everyone alive, but got us put in a bad spot. And it got to a certain point, and as Fuyuki says this, his hand's kind of like twitching a little bit, and he kind of like glances off to the side, like no longer meeting Emmett's gaze. Where if I didn't run, I would have died like everybody else did. And I told myself if I lived, I wasn't going to be like that.
But if you didn't be like that, you wouldn't have lived.
No, I meant like the guy who led us into the ambush. I
Ah,
wouldn't just throw people away like they didn't mean anything if I was ever in a command position. I guess not what you would have expected me to say, right? But
I don't
I've been
know.
on the other end of it. And some days I feel like me surviving means that I was worth something, and other days I feel like that's stupid. And most of the time I just don't know how I should feel, so I don't think about it.
Where are you two again?
Uh, Somewhere hiding in the hangar.
Well, you have two new entrants as you see Major Renfro and Comrade Pilot Yusuf.
Oh, okay. Fuyuki looks a little pale, but he kind of like pulls himself back together.
Bad time, Renfro says.
No, it's all right.
Well, Comrade Ryu, you and I need to have a chat.
All right, what about?
I am taken to understand that there are certain issues within Tu Rafa.
Oh,
Brought forth to my attention by Political, and he gestures to Jozsua.
Who looks down somewhat embarrassed.
And from what I have heard, You require more training for your command duties. Unless, of course, you feel you are unfit for your task. Unfit to the task of leading to Rafa.
Fuyuki just kind of shrugs and he's like, well, given I only recently turned 18, yeah, I feel like I could use a bit more advice on how to command.
He turns to you, Jozsua, and asks, Comrade Yusuf, would you please list out the complaints which were forwarded anonymously?
He'll sort of like, oh, I really don't want to do this. The complaints fundamentally all boil down to one central observation: a general disconsideration for the common welfare, in favor of the attainment of personal objectives.
There's once again that twitch of Fuyuki's hand, very much in the same way that there was when he was talking to Emet. And he's like, I see.
Comrade Captain, would you disagree with this sentiment?
Not entirely, no.
Well, that makes things easier for all of us. You see, Comrade Captain, there are two options before you. You can, under my tutelage, attempt to rein in your worst excesses, or you can step back from command of Rafa. What would you like to do?
I suppose I'll give it a try to, what is it that you said, rein in my worst excesses. I hope that means I still get to fight, though, he says, kind of like comedically exaggerating his disappointment.
Then Renfro says, well, maybe not for a few weeks. We are pretty far behind the lines. And
that sucks.
And at that very moment, you feel the Bonino Rosso shake.
Fuyuki's eyes light up with
Also,
the
to make
excitement that can best be compared to like childish glee. What is that?
As Fuyuki makes that face, Yozsua's like stomach churns, and and as he gets confirmation that Fuyuki did not get the message.
We're gonna give you one more chance. Oh boy, time to use my last chance.
He's trying, okay?
He's trying so hard. He's trying.
And then you hear Colonel Cabero over the intercoms. All hands, action stations. As we close out part 2 of today's episode.